beats, rhymes, and plus reality, yeah, strictly under, never gonna be on the radio.
Beats, rhymes, and plus reality. The world is after me, looking to shine beside my cavalry. Amongst all that bullshit, emphatically. In a world where artists create for salary, I seek to overthrow radically. Mediocre mainstream as the people over the eyes of Miss Hip-Hop. What does it have to be? I won't turn a cheek, instead I fight back automatically. No computers capable of calculating cures to the comical. The kind of casualties come after me. If you dare to test your luck, then by the sudden force of thunder you get struck. My lyric surgery, then they rush. A pack of wild dogs in the rough. You're steady trying too much, but don't even have enough to touch a bluff of the underground stuff that Parker spits up. You never seen the likes of any such MCs looking to decapitate the professors of the tough. Beats, rhymes, and plus reality.
Beats, rhymes, and plus reality.
Reality.
Strictly under, never gonna be on the
Never hear me on the radio.
Beats, rhymes, and plus reality. Strictly under, never gonna be on the radio.
I stand alone on the planet, surrounded by many weak eyes. The level of arachnophobia lets me see lies and be prized. The number one fear on earth in a poll given by weak minds. Try and see my skill on the microphone and be fried. You get 3 tries, stand tall but only knee high. You fucks with me, try and be tied to platinum records on your ankles, tossed off by the seaside.
Whoa.
It's Ollie Smith and Mr. Parker. We're showing you the path, the musician and the prophet, not to mention the math. So don't call yourself an artist if your soul gets cash. For dollar signs are adding up for you to walk right past your last chance at the future, cause it starts in the past. If you're hearing what I'm saying and feeling what I'm speaking, or think about it for a second and forget by next weekend. You can listen to me close and feel me as I reach in. I'll touch your mind and body at once, you're left tweaking. With what? Beats, rhymes, and plus reality.
Beats, rhymes, plus reality.
A little reality.
Strictly under, never gonna be on the radio. Beats, rhymes, and plus just a little bit of reality.
A little reality.
Strictly under, never gonna be on the radio. No, 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 no. Yeah, let me tell you. Ooh, me and Mr. Parker gonna lay it down. Me and Mr. Parker gonna lay it down.
Well, we got Tom Asher out here right now, getting a little lift. So Tom Asher is our first jumper today, getting a little warm up on his first jump, checking things out. Well, thanks a lot, Andy. That was awesome. Let me get my glasses on and see what's going on. But I'm glad you were able to get those things out here without getting mugged on the way out here.
Chris, great opener here at night. 191 feet on his opener jump.
Yo, KC.
What's up, bro?
Your boy's on the water.
Yes, he is, indeed.
What's happening?
Not much. We were hoping Tom can pull one together on that first one. What do you think?
It looked like he was just feeling things out. You know, I saw Tom in the parking lot. I go, what's up with you and night jumping? Okay, you night jumped before. We were just over in London, and you were in the London night jump.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that? I mean, like, I just think you got to be, like, not too smart to be
Well,
doing
no, it's different, really. I mean, you have to kind of do everything on feel, really. I mean, you go in, you can't see anything until really your turn. So he's out there, he's blind, really. And he's going on everything he felt before.
Do you see the ramp? Is it a blur?
The ramp's lit up, so the surface is lit up, so you can definitely see that. So really, in your turn, you just aim to that big red surface and you go for it.
You know, we were watching the girls jump, and it clearly wasn't this dark. But he's going in and out of lights there. I mean, and it's got to be thrown off his glide, his depth perception.
Definitely, and after that first jump, he'll have a little bit more rollers now too, so that he'll have a few things he'll have to deal with on this jump.
You know, and
miles an hour trying to hit a 3 or 4 foot window. That's a nice cut. Tommy's gonna
Yeah, he got the grab on there.
Yeah, he did.
The thing is, and he hasn't. He's watched the girls jump, so he's going out cold. And I mean, even with the girls jumping, it wasn't this dark. Now it's pitch black
It
out
is
there.
pitch black.
He skis into some lighted areas, but he doesn't know. I mean, like Tom's capable of jumping 225 feet.
Yes, he
And
is
that's
indeed.
something that's possible to do out there, but he's going to be the one that has to figure it out. The other guys are all keeping a good eye on Tommy.
Yeah, it looks like. I mean, it looks like on that jump he sat a little back. The rollers caught him off guard. But now on his third jump, I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, he's got to bring it way down.
He has to bring it way down.
What do you think Jill's thinking right now, Tommy?
I think Jill's crossing her fingers and 80's closing his eyes right now.
80's watching it. He's got probably a pint in his hand while he's watching.
Yeah, they're sitting in England, definitely watching the screen.
So you had a good time over there, huh?
Yes, I did. I mean, I hung out with the Hazelwoods and the Ashers all summer long. So me and Tom have been skiing together for years, and I mean, we're training partners, and that's what
How
we do.
cool is it that Tom and Will are in the finals of the U.S. Open?
Yeah, and it was really cool because Will was out there doing his last pass, and Tom was sitting there in his speed suit watching his brother slalom right before he had to jump.
I wonder if I doubt there's been two brothers in the finals of the U.S.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know any time that there has been.
Well, here's Tom for his last jump. I mean, he's got to get up on the boat if he's going to go anywhere.
All right. It looked like he brought it down there, didn't he?
Well, Tommy ain't scared, so he's going to come in with a little.
I know he's been working a lot with you, Ferraro, on this turn. Oh,
Looks
something
like
happened.
didn't happen. Sometimes there's a switch. The jumpers have a rope that goes through that we call it a jump switch. It's a sensor, and what the sensor does is it senses how much pull these guys or when they're pulling, and the Perfect Pass computer will sense that and it will compensate for their pull. And sometimes what happens is sometimes there's an issue with the switch, and the switch doesn't pick up right, and then what they'll do is they'll get a re-ride because they didn't get gassed the way they're supposed to do.
Okay.
We saw that at the World Championships actually a few times. Tommy jumped well at the Worlds.
Yeah, he did. I mean, this has been his most successful season for sure this year, and he's going to try to build on that here. Hopefully, he can get a good jump on this third one.
Well, he got a good look at the six again, and the way the setup is, it's kind of funky, let alone the lineup, and then let alone the lighting. I'll tell you what, I wonder how these drivers are finding the course.
It's really moving out there. You can see how his skis are jumping up and down right now. He has to deal with those kind of rollers. And look, he's throwing the fish. He's just having a good time, isn't he?
So what's we've had a couple of emails from our viewers. They're asking what's the winning jump going to be. I got a bet with Wade.
What do you think?
I said 27. Wade said 25. Those are big jumps at night.
That's a huge jump at night, and especially in these conditions. But I'll up you, man. I'll go 29
Ooh, for a beer.
for a beer.
What was the winning jump at the London Night Jump?
I believe Freddie. Oh no, it wasn't Freddie. Jared went. They did it in meters, didn't they? 66 point something.
Yeah, but he has a record at night. I think 68.
Yeah, he is
Might be
the.
68.6. Well,
He
Tommy
is the
brought it
night
down
jump.
a bit.
All right, come on, Tommy, get a big one. Oh, crushes the third one.
It's just
He's upset.
so hard being the first guy off the dock.
It is. It's definitely more difficult being the first one.
Well, a big effort from Tommy. I wouldn't be out there doing that. Well, we've got Miss Will over there with. You guys are hanging out a lot together.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, you guys look good together.
Oh, well, thanks.
Well done,
I know he
Marcus.
washed his dreads. I'm a bit closer now. Mike just said, well done, Marcus. And I mean, everyone's behind here. We've got people walking past, cheering your name and saying, well done. You're going to be pretty happy with that. It's an exciting ski off. How'd it go for you?
It was pretty sensational. I don't really know what happened still. I'm kind of lost, but I had to go out first. I ran 38, I ran 39, and I got one at 41. But Timo, this year, he's really coming on, and I felt like that still wasn't enough. But it's anybody's ball game. It's tough out there. The lights, it's dark, feels fast, and it's the U.S. Open. So I couldn't be more happy. I got to thank Mastercraft for supporting me, D3 Skis, and Mastercraft's done a phenomenal job here putting on this event. It's unreal.
Well, I mean, it's got to be great winning any event, but you're right. An event like this is so different from everything else, and obviously, support it there and put on by your sponsors, by a team that you ride for. You just got to feel that much better, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely above and beyond. I mean, winning any event, I won Moomba a couple years ago. That was pretty special. But this event in the States, home crowd, Mastercraft boats. It doesn't get any better than that. I'm pretty stoked.
I bet you are, and the crowd was behind you all the way there, Marcus. Congratulations. Just very happy. Enjoy your evening.
Thanks, Will. Appreciate it. You're doing a great job.
Oh, I thank you.
Further and further.
Well, we've got Mark Lane on the water now. He got a look at what Tommy was up to. Mark's an interesting jumper. I mean, Mark is a guy that's always been really fun to watch. He doesn't jump the circuit, at least this year he wasn't on the circuit as much as some of the others, so a lot of people haven't got to see him jump. I always liked the way Mark jumped. He's not a power jumper, he's just more of a timing type jumper.
And you know, I got a chance to catch up with Mark, and he missed the Worlds and he missed the London night jump because he went out the back practicing before those events. He actually sprained both his ankles in the process, and to make it here tonight's pretty amazing.
Well, jumping at night is pretty amazing.
Coming off the ramp.
So this is his first finals back from his injury.
I think I'd rather have a finals during the day after going out the back.
Yeah, I hear you
This is
there.
that timing thing I'm talking about. Like, he's not a power jumper. He's using that Inmar engine to get him nice and late. He just brings it around with some speed and stays against the line and lets the boat do most of the work on the way in.
Yeah.
So
I got to tell you guys, I'm having fun watching this jumping, but that looks fast out there. Like, seriously, I mean, when they're hitting that ramp, what are we talking about? How fast are they actually going?
I mean, they're hitting speeds 65 to 70 miles an hour during the day.
Wow.
So I'm sure they're going to be over 65 right now. That was 184 feet there, which is a pretty big jump at night. It's 56 meters. Those guys have a lot more in them, but I'm still going. And Casey, being a pro jumper yourself, it's awfully nice to see somebody do it before you.
It is, and I mean, not only do you get to watch where they're cutting on a 600, I mean, but you get that energy inside you when you see the other guys jumping and the crowd going nuts. I mean, it really pumps you up and really makes you want to go out there and kick a big jump.
So, I mean, here we are. Mark knows it's going to take a jump in the 20s. He knows to do that, he's going to have to push real hard. He's gone out the back. It's night. It's bumpy. Is it something you think he's willing to commit to right now?
Mark, with the mindset he has, I mean, he's not gonna go easy. He's under the lights. He's at Disney. The crowd's huge. They're pumping him up. He wants to win.
Yeah. Here, I think we had another malfunction of the switch sensor. Is that a disadvantage? Like sometimes you can look at it and say, well, is that going to mess with your head? Or you can look at it and say, well, I'm going to be able to take a look at the 6 again. I saw the lake from this view before. I pulled out here. I wasn't happy with the 6. I was slow. I was narrow. So, some guys it will go to their head, and then the other guys are going, well, I get another good look at it.
I mean, for me, it gives me an advantage because you get a nice look at the ramp. You're out there. You get a look. Something happens to the boat. It just kind of gives you like another practice look.
But as you're coming off the 6 now and you land, are you thinking of did the switch engage?
Well, yeah, I guess you got to think of that too. I mean, your timing's going to be a bit funky.
And that's where like Freddie and the seasoned guys that have been here and done it, and, had all the issues. Like that's a good view there. So he's seen that now 2 times.
Definitely on that, and
normally the guy's only going to see that view, looking down, seeing the jump, seeing the lights, hearing the crowd, all that sort of stuff. He gets one more shot at it, like Tommy.
Yeah, I mean all those things come into factor for sure. How was seeing Circus de Olay behind him right there? That looked cool, didn't it?
We were talking to Wade and John. We were talking about when you just driving in here and you see like the Disney signs, and then you pull in, and this place is packed.
I went to try to go to the House of Blues like a minute ago before I came up here with you, and I couldn't even get in the door. There were so many people.
You weren't going to have a beer, were you?
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
It's packed. I mean, I don't know the numbers, but you just can't fit any more people into it.
All right, this is Mark on his second jump, huh?
It's looking pretty good right there.
I believe there's some HO posters, there's some radar posters.
There's a big jump. I'll tell you what, he's coming up on the boat the way he wants to come up on the boat. But
talk us through this one.
I mean, he's up high on the boat, but he's starting to lose it now. The boat's getting away from him. See the angle, he's losing the angle more and more and more. So now it's just too much pressure. So he can't go late from those angles, or he's going to just get pulled up. And he's working pretty hard to get on here, but it's because he lost the boat. So he has there's too much pressure in his upper body to deal with the load from the boat because he lost the speed and drifted back on the boat.
And that's why I didn't get that upward lift off the ramp.
That's why he didn't get the snap. The arc that he ran because of the load is a lot tighter radius where you watch Freddie, and Freddie will go way out wide when he's up in the air, and he reaches his apex at a higher, wider point.
Okay, I'm taking notes from you too, Mike. I mean, I know you coached me a bit when I was in London, but man, you're always full of good knowledge, and it's exciting to hear you say stuff.
There was a 174 there, so that's at night those are big jumps, but he's got some big boys going after.
What was Tom's first jump?
I didn't get to any of Tom's. Tom was crushing them and going out on the side, but here's another Canadian jumper. Good story, Ryan Dodd. His dad built him a lake on a farm up in Alberta. His dad and I were ski partners over the years, and about 20 years ago, we were driving across his farm. I think he's got 1,800 acres up in Alberta, and he's driving across the farm. He goes, "I'm going to put a lake there someday." And about 10 years later, he shows me these pictures. I go, "Where's that?" He goes, "That's a watering hole for my cattle." I go, "What? That's a perfect ski lake." Sure enough, he built it. Ryan was only a little guy then. He was probably 8 or 9 years old. And his dad kept telling me, "Oh, he's too young to jump. He's too young to jump." So when Bruce would go out to get subs and sandwiches for us at lunch, I go, "Come on, let's go jump." So I'd sneak him out there, no helmet, no nothing.
Oh, that's really
we had him
cool.
going off the corner of the ramp, and the kid became a maniac for jump.
He is, and you know what? The boat he's skiing behind tonight, he's actually bringing home with him. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gets to bring that nightmare
Well,
boat
how nice
home
would
with
that
him.
be to bring home with
Yeah.
a 229, like you say? But Ryan's a big, strong kid, and he jumps similar to Jared, more of a load-based dig into the bottom.
So why do all the Canadian jumpers, I say this all, but why do most of the Canadian jumpers keep their right ski down through the wakes? As other jumpers, you see hop the wake and land on their right ski.
Well, let's take a look at what you're talking about here, and you'll see how he goes through the wakes a lot smoother. And you'll watch later Jason, and you'll watch Freddie, who will hop the wakes. You'll see him go through the wakes like this.
Oh, that looks huge from here.
That's a nice jump. He's got a lot more in him.
Ryan Dodd hoping for the big one.
So through the wakes, that nice and smooth. Well, I think there's a couple of reasons. I mean, it's all based off. That's a big jump. That's a nice jump.
Man, that was a beautiful jump.
But he grew up watching Jarrett, and his mental imaging.
199 feet.
Nice.
Man, that was a big jump for you, isn't
That
it?
was easy. When you see Ryan stay on the handle that long, he's not getting the pull he likes. When he gets the pull he likes, you'll see him really come off the top. So to answer your question on staying down through the wakes, the mental picture that he got watching Jared, I think, was a big part of it. And Jared is, one of his skiing idols, and he grew up and watched him a lot and stuff like that. But also, Jarrett does it because Jarrett wasn't very successful at a really, really wide, full, Sammy Duvall back in the day cut. And he tried it for a long time. It didn't work for him. And then he slowly turned it into a modified type 3/4. And the loads that you create, you have no choice but to stay down like that.
So he really kind of progressed his cut because he couldn't handle the way Sammy was jumping.
That's how Jarrett did it.
Okay.
Because of that, Ryan's mental imaging and the way he always tried to focus more on what Jarrett was doing. But
Okay.
also the strength that Ryan has. Ryan's a powerful kid, really strong kid.
He is probably, I would say he is the strongest jumper.
It's all that Alberta beef he's been eating. So he's got quite a bit more speed right now than he had before. This is going to be big. He lost it.
Oh, looks like he came into the boat a bit,
He
huh?
lost it. I think he's actually a little still too. From this angle, I think he's too early to stay down. I don't think he's being pulled up. No, he can't stay down. He's too early. So he's afraid he's going to go off the left, so that's why he's letting up a bit.
So what do you say? You say if he moves it down a little bit?
I think what he needs to do is, instead of moving it down, I would run out a little bit more by being softer. Having more speed at the 6 and landing off the second wake with a softer line will run his arc out on the boat different. So right now his arc is shooting him up on the driver, where if he ran a lighter line, he could arc out more, similar to what you see Jamie and those guys do in slalom. Now they run out on the boat and then they bring it through. So if he brought it down, I think he'd be dealing with a little too much load, even though if he had the speed. But if he brought it out from a different arc and wider, he could just come sweeping through with speed and run a lighter line into the bottom. which
Okay,
will
so
allow
I
him to
see.
go later.
You're saying run a longer arc out here which will make him actually later into the jump
because he's wider.
because he is wide.
But by running that arc, he can still carry his speed through the turn.
Okay, so you wouldn't suggest bring it down. You'd suggest just open up your arc a little
Yeah,
bit.
because I think bringing it down is just going to load him up, and then he's going to have to work too hard to stay down against it, and that's when he body crushes and splits and stuff.
So wow, so he took the lead on that jump.
That was a 201. His first one was a 199.
So that is our first jump tonight over 200 feet.
Knowing that he's got Jason behind him, and Ryan jumped to 68.4, being seated higher than Jason. Jason jumped to 68.6 at the Worlds, and Ryan knows he's right behind him. See, that's a little later.
Oh, that looks bigger. That looks huge.
That's better.
Wow.
Oh, he throws the fist. He knows it was big.
Now, he still didn't get all of it. You'll watch him get pulled down. This angle will show him. Where you'll see Freddie go up and stay up, you'll see him get pulled down a little here. So right here, he's being pulled down because of his arc.
207 for Ryan.
So that's, now he knows, but he knows Jason's behind him. And Jason kind of footed him at the Worlds, and Ryan was seated higher. So Jason went up with a 68.6, which is 225, and then Ryan jumps after him with a 222. And I'll guarantee you, knowing that kid, he's not happy knowing that Jason's behind him with that 207.
Yes, I mean, he's not happy, but he also knows that it's a bit rolly out here. It's night. I mean, there's no sunlight. He's under the lights at Disney. He just popped out at 207. He knows that he's going to push these other guys.
Well, he knows. I mean, Jason flies. Jason's one of the better guys in the air, and Jason doesn't need a late cut. But Jason also didn't jump. He didn't jump well in Ireland.
Right.
He didn't jump well at all at Ireland. So,
But I mean, he had the biggest consistent set of his life at the Worlds, didn't he? He jumped over 68 meters on all three of his jumps.
Yeah, he was off. He went off. He went 68.4, 68.4, 68.6. Well, I'll tell you what, Will's got to be liking this. What do you think's going on out there, Will?
I'm excited, Mike. This is getting really good. I tell you who I've just had come up to me. It was John Bailing from Mastercraft there, getting very, very excited because he's got a winning slalomer. He's got a women's winning slalomer. He had women's winning trick, and of course he's got Freddie coming up in the jump. So he's thinking that Mastercraft are blitzing this whole contest.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're in a really good position with Freddie being the top seed.
Yes, I mean, you've got the Nightmare, which it's his boat. I mean, this is his event. He's going to want to win this event.
And he's out last, isn't he, guys? Is that correct?
He's top seed. He's going to be going last.
So the pressure's going to be on. Can he handle it?
Can he handle it? That is the
I'll
question.
tell you what, you want to know something interesting, and you were there at the London night jump.
I was there, yeah, it was great.
He didn't handle it.
Yes.
Jarrett went out and put a big one out, and Freddie, I think, ended up 5th.
And is that a result you think is that contest? Is Freddie a good competitor? Is that just
Freddie's like the best. Like him and Jarrett, those two guys have been battling their whole life. But the difference is you shut the lights off on them, and somebody puts a big jump out in front of you. You know, things get a lot different. You got to push in that water. It's pretty scary out there.
I bet it is. And so what we're talking about here is nerves. We're saying Freddie doesn't see as well in the dark as other skiers. Is that what we're saying?
Freddie the Nightmare. Here we got Jason Seals, a Brit on the water. Oh, boy.
Oh, that looked a bit sketchy coming into the base on that one.
Well, and here you go. You got Ryan going out there. What was it, a 207 he put out there? And even though that's not a huge jump, at night in bumpy water on a short lake, you can't see. You know, 207 is a nice jump. I mean, it shouldn't be too tough for Jason to catch, but look what he did on his first jump.
I mean, why? I mean, as you see him come into the base here, what happens after the second wake here, Mike?
He lost the boat out there. If you saw me reach forward, he lost a whole pile of speed. He reached forward, was all using his upper body to get through, and once the pull, that Inmar engine is cranking. Once that switch, the center goes off, it just gas on, full on 300 horsepower, and he wasn't set. His body needs to be stacked in the line to handle that pull, and he just reached forward, came through. He did it because he lost speed in the boat. The boat's getting away, and here it comes.
And with these Nightmare Mastercrafts, I mean, if you make a little stumble up, I mean, those things are so powerful, and they're going to pull you straight.
I mean, you've been there. I mean, like, what does it actually feel like if you're out of position and the gas comes on?
If you're out of position and the gas comes on, you better pray that your skis make it on the ramp.
And what about at night in bumpy water?
At night in bumpy water, I mean, you can't really see, right? I mean, so you're going to have to keep everything going, pray that you keep your body in the position that you want when that boat hits you.
Well, here, Jason. Jason was running with a ton of speed the last time at the 6.
And of course,
He's letting it run a little bit better. He's still edging out like that. He loses the boat a bit, and he slowed down again. This should be over 200.
Oh!
Well,
He's not going to be happy with that, Mike.
You know, and it almost looked like the ramp surprised him. It was like all of a sudden things are going, and then boom, here you go. Like it looks like it surprises him. I mean, it wasn't over his feet very good.
You know, and I was watching Freddie at London Night Jump, and Freddie's cut, like Jason's here, they look like they had everything in control, but it just looked like they hit the ramp before they thought they were going to hit the ramp.
I mean, you've hit it at night. It comes up quicker than normal, so that muscle memory timing thing, boom, you land. And these guys land, like you were talking about going through the wakes with Jarrett and Ryan Dodd. Jason and Freddie like to get air off the wake so they can land down on the right ski and get a little bit extra.
But is that an advantage or disadvantage in at night?
You know, at night and in bumpy water, I mean, watching Freddie, it didn't help him there at London. And here, Jason's struggling. So, I mean, that depth perception, when do you land? I mean,
you just got to feel for that water, don't you? I mean, you can't tell when you're going to land with that right ski.
But if you do catch it right, you're going to get shot into the bottom.
You're going to get that load, and you're just going to fly off the top.
And that's that different arc that those guys will run. You know, the jump switch, what the jump switch is actually doing, it feels the tension in the line. Now, the perfect pass responds to the tension in the line, that extra load, that pressure that's coming on, and it compensates, and it gives you gas so that you don't pull the boat down.
So let me ask you, Mike, the harder these guys pull, are they getting more gas as the harder they pull?
Yeah, and there's a bunch of factors that are involved in it, but what it's doing is...
all the pressure on Jason Seals right now.
Oh, man.
He's looking pretty good.
He left it all down to his last jump. Let's see if he can do it. He came off.
I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough.
And you can tell by the
Get
look.
up over the tips when he's got it. I think that was like a safety early. Let me get a score.
Mike, I've got a question here. Obviously, I'm understanding that speed into the ramp is very important here. What's the skier thinking about as they lead the ramp? What are they physically doing to make their jump that much better than the other riders?
Well, Casey, I mean, you know the feeling a heck of a lot better than I do.
When you know you have a good jump, when you're coming off the surface of the ramp, you can just feel everything rise. Your hips come with you, your shoulders are in the right place, everything just rises. And when you're at the peak of that jump and you keep feeling speed and load from the rope, you know it's big. You just lay on those tips and ride it out.
So what you're feeling is you're feeling the boat pull you, but you're feeling support at the tips of your skis from the increased airflow.
Right. And if you see Freddie and Jay, I mean, the different styles, some will hold on to the rope longer until the peak of their jump, some will let go right off the base. I mean, there's a lot of different styles out there, but the more load you get, the longer you hold the rope, the higher you'll go in the air.
And are these styles that are actually essentially coached into them, if you like, or is this something that they tend to develop themselves?
Well, I mean, I think two things. I mean, obviously your coach is going to, put you in positions that he feels is you're the strongest in. But because the body is so different, I mean, you were talking earlier with Jarrett Llewellyn. I mean, he's short, strong. Ryan Dodd is real stocky. Freddie is thin like Jason. So I think that dictates how you get up over your skis. But also your equipment does too. The length of your jump skis, the arcs that you run, the load, the speeds and the loads that you hit the base of the ramp will allow you to come up over your skis a lot different.
All right, I'm excited, man. We have Jarrett Llewellyn out on the water. He is known to be the best night jumper in the world.
He booted it.
He is known for this.
And Freddie too. These two guys are as competitive as you could possibly get. Now, when that comes into play, you don't think straight a lot of times. And a lot of times, the commitment that you're willing to take to go the distances it takes to win are a little bit spooky. So now you're going to get to see two guys that are willing to cross that line every once in a while. And I've seen, and both of these guys have taken some huge wrecks.
Jarrett knows he has to beat Ryan Dodd, which is a 207. But do you think that bothers him, or do you think what bothers him more is that he has Freddie Krueger coming out after him?
I think right now, he knows Freddie's behind him, and he knows Freddie's going to put everything into it. I think he's just trying to make sure he gets some lift. Get some lift on his first jump. That's a big cut.
Oh, he cranked that turn. Is he going to hold it through?
Oh. He had some speed. But, like right now, he knows better than to do that right there. That's a huge cut. But did his depth perception get him?
We'll
did
see
he
right
start
there.
running up too high on the boat? I talked to Jared earlier when I was driving out here, and he was over in Daytona watching his son play hockey. So he's, got a bunch of different things going on. Like, is he focused on what he's doing right now? Like, right there he wasn't. That's not Jared's style. He was up on the boat with crazy speed, and he was running on the boat, and the boat was coming up on the ramp too quick. He had to go.
As you see him right there, he's telling the boat, he's pointing at the boat driver and telling the boat driver to run a little bit different path.
He might have had some bumps on his counter. But, think about this driver. I mean, look, like watching the screen, those buoys, the jump course is really tough to see normally because you're so far away. It's so long. They'll put it at night with the lights and the glare and stuff. I mean, these drivers are, I wouldn't want to be out there with Freddie and Jared whipping into the base of that ramp.
That would be nerve-wracking being one of the drivers.
12 inches off, and you could really hurt somebody bad.
Yes, definitely.
And so these guys, these are the top drivers in the world, and they're really paying attention.
Okay, that was 164 feet for Jarrett's opener. You know that he's not going to be happy with that.
Yeah. I don't know. If he settles down and just boots one out there and gets ahead of Ryan on the next jump and then puts one out there, I think that's a smart thing.
I want to hear your prediction. What do you think on this one, Mike?
Ooh, I don't know. I think he's going to go too hard and maybe body.
Look at those skis bouncing. He's ready to make the turn. A little bit more calm in the turn there, though, wasn't he? That's way bigger. That's way bigger. You can hear the crowd behind us.
That's Ryan Dodd right there. But that still wasn't him. I don't know if you watched him on his counter. He started to lose the boat. He started to go back on the boat. And another thing he did was because of that, he had to crush really low. And you'll see him really low here. And it's harder to deal with the forces when you're too low because the force comes on and you've already dealt with it because you're so low. Where if you're taller in the turn and the pull comes on, then you could let everything go.
210 feet.
There you
Looks
go.
like you took the lead there.
There's the lead right there. Now,
okay.
What was that, Mike? I missed what that was.
210, and Ryan Dodd was 207.
210. The crowd are going pretty wild down here right now. Actually, they're seeing this build up.
I think these guys appreciate what these guys are doing. I think they're really liking it.
I think they are. I think they're all a little scared for everybody out there, but it's exciting.
This is really cool. I mean, on his first one, he crushed it. His second one, he took the lead at 210 feet. He has one more jump left. He has Freddy Krueger coming up behind him. One more jump left to prove himself.
I'll tell you what, right now what's going on in his head is Freddie's behind me. Freddie's got 3 pokes at this thing. If I don't put one out there right now, it's Freddie's. Because 210 is, out here it's pretty big, but for these guys...
So we're going to be looking for a big jump from Jared in this third one.
He is going to be taking a really good look at it.
Because I could tell that second one was easy for him.
Really good look at it.
Jarrett's not just going to sit on that 210.
All right. Here we go.
He has no choice. He has to with Freddie behind him.
All right, come on, Jarrett.
Yeah, see, he's a lot faster right now. Oh,
Here it is. It's his third jump. Can he put it out there? Oh, no. Oh, and he is frustrated.
He's not a happy
He might have just left the door open for Freddie.
Now you got to give it up. 210 feet. Your leader right now, Jarrett Llewellyn.
But he is in the lead. He at 210 feet.
And the thing is, and that's where seeding comes into play. I mean, you've got to, if you want to, top seed, you know what you got to do. You got night, you got bumps, and I'm sure Jared, these guys know it. They're going to go as hard as they can in the qualifying rounds just so they can get that top seed. It didn't work for Jamie, but Jamie knew the score.
So the reason they want that top seed is because now Freddie sees that Jarrett went 210 feet. He knows exactly what he has to do. And do you think he's going to do it on his first jump?
I'm telling you, he was not a happy camper after that London night jump.
No, he was not at all.
He was not a happy camper, and I guarantee you he's been thinking about it this whole time. So he's played this out in his head. He's saying, how did I let Jarrett do that to me? And he ended up going so hard he got 5th. So I wouldn't be surprised if he opens with the winner.
And I know, people kind of know Freddie. He doesn't quite always shine when the lights are out. But I know I mean, I live next to him now. I know he went and got some lights, and he's been practicing this whole night jump thing a little bit.
But I heard he didn't take his skis out of the bag till like Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this could be interesting then
So,
too.
Andy Mapple said he was over there, and he said Eddie's skis were still in the bag.
Oh.
So, you know, that's a lot of travel. These guys had just been. They were in London, then they went to Austria, then they went to Ireland, and then they got back Tuesday this week. And that jet lag and all that travel just beats you up.
And I know he's shooting a video tomorrow, I believe, out at his lake.
So
they are busy, these guys.
They're busy, but more than being busy, that travel just takes your legs away.
Yes, it does. And also when he was training after the London night jump for Worlds, he went out the front.
And it was big.
If
you go to skifly.com, you can see it, and it was not a pretty crash.
And you know, I talked to Freddie after that, and he's like, man, I thought I broke my leg on that. So
he broke more than his leg. Watching it in slow-mo. But then he turns up in Austria and just absolutely slaughters the ramp. He goes 238 feet.
That is absolutely amazing.
I was in the landing area at 70 meters. He was so high, it was crazy. So I'm going to make my call. He wins it on the first jump.
Wins it on the first jump. Let's see if Mike Ferraro is right on this. Here he comes, Freddie Krueger, behind his own nightmare boat. Let's see if he can do it. He's bouncing up and down there.
But there's no doubt they're both going to attack it. Freddie not going to back off at all in this first round. Going to take all his speed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. What do you think?
He had speed.
What do you think? You look happy.
He had speed. I think Mastercraft's got the clean sweep going.
I think so. I think Mastercraft made a good show in
He
here.
skis off the wakes there. How hard is he digging?
He didn't even get everything out of that jump, and he might have won on it.
205 on the open.
Oh.
And he split. He split on the ramp.
That's 62.5 meters, Mike.
He split on the ramp with a 205. Was he digging?
Man, he wants it. Freddie wants this tournament.
How can the crowd not love this? This place is packed.
Man, after he did that jump, I could barely hear what you were saying because of the crowd
And
behind
these
me.
guys are lunatics out here, let alone water skiing at night, but jumping and cutting as hard as you can. A 300 horsepower boat just flooring it into the base of the ramp.
This is amazing.
I don't want to do that.
Look at that crowd.
I see Glenn Campbell in the crowd with a pint.
They're trying to. I see. Look at all these skiers out here.
And this is just this little
This
area.
is the VIP tent right here.
Down at the other end, it's stupid how many people are here.
I think we've got a lot of jumpers out here, actually, Mike. Sorry, a lot of people watching the jumpers, I should say, who actually haven't necessarily really seen any skiing before, but they're just getting so excited about what's going on out here because these guys are coming in at so much speed into the ramp that it's just amazing to watch, regardless of whether you know the technical side of the sport or not. It's just incredible to watch them go.
If you want some speed, watch this.
All right, the Nightmare boat, the Nightmare skis with the Nightmare on top. Let's see if he can do
That's way
it.
better. That's way better.
Here it is. Is it going to be enough? I don't know if that's enough.
You know what it was? He was so much more efficient that he got there too early.
I don't know if that's enough. Right now he's sitting in third place behind Jarrett and Ryan.
He didn't stay up, but look how much more efficient he is. But he's too early. So he split. He was going to go off the left side, so I had to back off.
Man, oh man, oh man. This is getting intense now.
195.
59.6
What would you do
meters
on the next
left.
jump?
What would I do?
Everything was so much better. He body crashed, but it was because he was too early. He's got to bring it down.
Okay, Freddie jumped. Just about every time this year I've seen him, he's jumped over 230 feet, okay? He has to go over 210 feet on this last jump. This is his final jump. All the pressure's on. What do you think? What's your call? You think he can do it?
I'm going to tell you what. You watch him off the second wake, and he will be going the hardest that anyone's gone tonight.
Oh,
in
man.
the bumps, and he airs it too. You'll see him. He'll jump the wakes. He'll try to land really hard on his right ski. But if you watch on the last jump, when he finished the turn, he was really straight. He was stacked in the line. So he dealt with the forces much better. He had a little more speed, dealt with the forces, and because of that, it made him early going from the same spot.
He
right?
kept his shoulders
He
more
was
level.
real square. His skeleton aligned. So what happened was he was more efficient with that speed in his body. He could deal with the forces. Made him a little early body crush. He knows that. I mean, he's been jumping.
You know what I think, Mike? I think Freddie wanted to make this event exciting. I think he meant to leave this to the last jump.
Oh, this is gonna be. You watched it dig off that second wake.
All right, let's see. Come on, Freddie. Oh, the crowd is totally silent right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
Got the grab.
Oh no!
Jarrett Llewellyn, little Louie.
Looks like
from
Jarrett
Innisfail.
Llewellyn.
Chris and Don Llewellyn are happy right now. Freddie put an effort in.
I think we
Big
got
effort.
Llewellyn, Dodd.
So it looks like it's two Canadian boys. No. We've got a 205.
That was exciting.
A 207, and we got Jason with the 210. So it goes 210, 207, 205. Jarrett, Ryan, Freddie.
Wow. That is an interesting final.
Guys,
Freddie
that
put a
wasn't how
big
you thought it
effort
was
in.
going to go, huh?
That is not.
no.
All our predictions were shattered right there.
I know. Well, you know, what were your guess jumps? I can't even remember now.
Well, we were way bigger.
Close.
We're way bigger. We're always positive thinkers.
Yes, we are, indeed. I mean, we weren't out there, so we weren't sure.
What an awesome event. Takes it to the
Man.
last jump, digging as hard as these guys can go, and you couldn't predict it. We couldn't predict slalom. We couldn't predict jump. We couldn't predict tricks. Look at, wow, what a US Open.
You guys are supposed to be the experts. What's going on
Oh,
here?
geez.
This amazes me, though. At Disney World, under the lights, Mastercraft has gone to a whole new arena here. They're putting water ski in the mainstream, and for that, I have lots of respect for Mastercraft.
But what about, Will, why don't you go through some of the sponsors? I mean, how cool is this? They brought, Mastercraft not only brought it to we took it to the industry. The industry's here watching. But we brought the best products that you can bring with the Mastercraft boats, Inmar, Masterline, OJ,
That's
HO,
true.
Connolly. I mean, this thing's crazy. Perfect
Unbelievable.
house.
You know what? It feels like we're at a rock concert tonight.
We are.
I mean, the amount of people that are watching this event, the lights, the atmosphere, it's insane.
I'm having a awesome time.
This is what every water ski event should be like.
But it was fun having you up here, too.
Yeah, Mike.
Man, we got to do this more often.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe a few beers after. I think, Will, are you buying the beers?
I thought you were buying the beers. You said you.
Hey, no, you gotta buy us a beer.
You're British.
You
You're
were buying
British.
the beers.
English beers.
want a
I
pint.
should have bet you. I probably could have made better guesses for what was going to happen tonight than you did. I would have won.
I know you would
I didn't know
have. We
what
should have
was
bet.
going
We
on.
should have bet beers. So what was the most exciting for you?
I was liking that jumping. Men's jump final like that, brilliant. Especially Freddie going out there. I mean, I'm a Mastercraft team athlete myself, so I was right behind him. I was wanting that to happen. And it was exciting, but I guess it didn't. But, I mean, nevertheless, this night's just been incredible for everybody. And, I mean, like Mike said, the sponsors behind it have been fantastic. I just tell you who they are again. Obviously, Mastercraft have been supporting heavily this 20th anniversary US Open. We've got Inmar Marine Engines, OJ Props, HO Sports, Connolly, Masterline, Perfect Pass, Radar Skis, USA Water Ski, Surf Expo, and of course Water Ski Magazine. And they've all put so much into this event, and they've made it just incredible. I mean, you know, we've just had some top athletes here and a fantastic time. And I believe we've got a ceremony coming up.
Let's give this off to Sully. And that was awesome.